Bandeham Shri Guru Shriyatam Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Scha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Paran Sahagana Lalita Shivashikam Vitam Scha Om Jnana Timarandasya Gyanachana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Gurva Bhistam Supurakam Guruganara Sesha Sambhoshitam Chintya Chintya Samasta Veda Nipunam Shri Rupa Patanugam Govinda Bidam Ujwalam Bharatanum Bhaktyan Vidam Sundaram Mande Vishwa Gurun Shah Divyat Bhagavad Prem Nawe Bija Pranam Devam Divyatanum Suchanda Varanam Balarka Chelan Sandrananda Puram Sadeka Varanam Vairagya Vidyambunim Sri Siddhanta Nidhim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Baram Banditam Shubharam Madeka Sharanam Nyashishvara Sridharam Vanshakopatarubyascha Kripasindubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahabaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratavishe Namah. So, we have finished the Chaitanya Charitamrita yesterday. We concluded from the 20th chapter of the Antya Lila, the Sikshastaka prayers, and that is the final chapter of the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So, having read the chapter on the Sikshastaka prayers, I wanted to read from the Golden Volcano of Divine Love, by Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Dev-Goswami Maharaj, because in this Golden Volcano of Divine Love, there's the commentaries on the Sikshastaka by Srila Sridhar Maharaj, which are very unique and very beautiful. So today I'm going to start reading from those explanations of the Shikshastakam by Srila Sridhar Maharaj. I feel we can say this is like the good addition to the what we heard from the 20th chapter of the Antya Lila, and we can consider this like an epilogue for the some remarks here by Srila Sridhar Maharaj. Srila Govinda Maharaj said, when Bhakti Sudhir Goswami Maharaj presented the Sikshastaka commentaries by Srila Sridhar Maharaj, Srila Govinda Maharaj said if he had never presented anything else but that, it would have been sufficient. So I'm going to read now from Sikshastakam, the Precepts of Srila Sikshastakam, the Precepts of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the commentaries of Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj. So the first shloka from Sikshastaka is explained. Here the title is The Holy Name of Krishna. Chaitodarpanam marjanam bhava maharavagni nirvapanam shreya kairava chandrika vitaranam vidyavadu jivanam anandam buddhivardhanam pratiparam purnamrita swaranam sarvatma snapanam param vijayate Shri Krishna sankirtanam Chaitodarpanam marjanam bhava maharavagni nirvapanam shreya kairava chandrika vitaranam vidyavadu jivanam anandam buddhivardhanam pratipadam purnamrita svaranam sarvatma snapanam param vijayate Shri Krishna sankirtanam. Translation. The holy name of Krishna cleanses the mirror of the heart and extinguishes the fire of misery in the forest of birth and death. As the evening lotus blooms in the moon's cooling rays, the heart begins to blossom in the nectar of the name, and at last the soul awakens to its real inner treasure, a life of love with Krishna. Again and again, tasting nectar, the soul dives and surfaces in the ever-increasing ocean of ecstatic joy. All phases of the self of which we may conceive are fully satisfied and purified, and at last conquered by the all-auspicious influence of the holy name of Krishna. Now continue with the illumination for Srila Sridhar Maharaj. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the pioneer of Sri Krishna Sankirtana. He said, I have come to inaugurate the chanting of the holy name of Krishna, and that name will reach every nook and corner of the universe. Prativite ache jata nagaradi gram sarvatra prachar hoibi moranam. Prativite ache jata nagaradi gram sarvatra prachara hoibe moranam. What is the meaning of Sankirtan? Samyak means full and Kirtan means chanting. Together, these two words from the word Sankirtan, which generally means congregational chanting of the name of Krishna. But Samyak means full not only in quantity but also in quality. Full quantity means extensive in number, congregational. Full quality means complete praise. Complete praise can only mean the glorification of Krishna and not any other gods. So Sankirtan means complete kirtan, a song in praise of the complete whole, the absolute truth. Anything else is only a partial representation and therefore defective to a certain extent. Therefore Krishna should be praised. His glory should be chanted, for he is everything. He is the master, the dispenser of both good and bad, the absolute controller of everything. Everything is due to him. The fulfillment of all life is reached in him alone. Just as a horse may have reins to check his movements, but if let loose will run freely, praise which is unchecked by any mundane purpose will run straight toward the supreme cause, Krishna. The word Sri means Lakshmi Devi, Krishna's potency. This means that in Sankirtan, Krishna is worshipped along with his potency, for Krishna's potency is included within him. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that Sri Krishna Sankirtan should thrive throughout the world. It should be victorious without any hindrance. Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. It should be a spontaneous, unchecked and natural flow. It should be exclusive, independent, and without reservation. And this praise of Krishna should be congregationally chanted. That vibration is beneficial for the whole world. Only by surrender and pure devotion can we take to Sri Krishna Sankirtan. Cleansing the mirror of the mind. What are the different stages through which we will pass while chanting the holy name of Krishna? The first stage is that it cleanses the mirror of the mind. If the mirror of the mental system is covered with dust, we cannot see things clearly, and scriptural advice cannot be properly reflected there. What are the different kinds of dust covering the mirror of the mind? Our infinite, fleeting, and organized desires are considered dust, and our hearts and minds are covered with layers and layers of this dust. Therefore, we cannot see things properly. They cannot properly reflect in our mind because it is covered with the infinite, ordinary desires of this mundane world. Bhukti, Mukti, Siddhi, Kami, Sakaliya, Shanta. So the first effect of Sri Krishna Sankirtan is the cleansing of the mind. The Vedic social system, Varnashram Dharma, has been formed for this purpose. If we discharge our social duties perfectly, without any attraction for the consequences, we achieve purification of our consciousness. But the first installment of Nam Sankirtan gives us the end result of Varnashram Dharma, purification of the heart and mind. Then we can understand Vedic advice properly. The next effect of chanting the holy name is that it extinguishes the fire of material existence in the forest of repeated birth and death. We are forced to come into creation and again die. The mundane wave catches the soul, which mingles with that vibration in different stages. That is stopped by the second effect of Sri Krishna Sankirtan, and we become liberated. With the first stride, the intelligence is purified. With the second stride, the holy name effects liberation from the great conflagration of threefold miseries. The threefold miseries are adhyatmika miseries within the body and mind, such as disease and mental anxiety. Aribotika, miseries from our neighbors, man, beast, insects, and so many other living beings. And Adidaivika, natural catastrophes like famine, flood, and earthquake. We have to suffer from these threefold kinds of miseries which burn in our heart like fire. But everything is extinguished forever by the second stride of Nam Sankirtan, which gives us relief. So, Adhyatmika, Adhibotika, and Adidaivika. 3 forms of miseries which one suffers from in this material world. The supreme goal of life. The next stage is Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam. The holy name bestows upon us the supreme goal of life. After doing away with these 2 negative engagements, our positive engagement begins and ultimately takes us to reality, to the real truth, which is eternal, auspicious, and beautiful. It takes us to that auspiciousness, which is above this world of difficulty, and in a general way, we achieve the supreme goal, the highest auspiciousness, the greatest good from chanting the holy name of Krishna. If we analyze this scrutinizingly, we find that in this stage, the holy name takes us to an intimate personal relationship with Krishna, which includes neutrality, servitude, friendship, and filial affection. If we analyze this scrutinizingly, we find that in this stage, the holy name takes us to an intimate personal relationship with Krishna, which includes neutrality, servitude, friendship, and filial affection, Shanta, Dasya, Sakya, and Vatsalya Ras. Shreya covers the grace of Nityananda Prabhu, for it is by his grace that we may be allowed to worship Radha and Krishna in Vrindavan. Nitayer Karuna Habe, Braje Radha Krishna Pabe. The next stage is Vidyavadu Jivanam. The holy name prepares us for the wholesale surrender to Krishna that is found in conjugal love, Madhura Ras, where the devotees surrender themselves infinitely at the disposal of Krishna. The next stage is Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam. When we come to the proper level, while chanting the name of Krishna, we find the transcendental ocean that is above all sorts of experience. The name comes to assert himself over us according to the degree of our surrender. And when our surrender is complete, we feel a new type of ecstatic joy. We experience an infinite ocean of joy, which is not static, but always dynamic. There we find new life and a new type of blissfulness. It never becomes stale or static, but at every moment gives us a taste of the infinite ocean of ecstasy. Complete self-purification. The last effect is that our entire existence is purified. This kind of enjoyment does not pollute, it purifies. Enjoyment means exploitation. Mundane enjoyment creates a reaction and pollution attacks the enjoyer. But here, because Krishna is the aggressor, the result is purification. All enjoyment that comes from the center, from the autocratic desire of Krishna, purifies us completely. In this verse, the words Sarvatma Snapanam mean that all different phases of the self which may be conceived are fully satisfied and purified at once by chanting the holy name of Krishna. And there is another meaning of Sarvatma Snapanam. If we praise Krishna congregationally, we will be purified according to our capacity. Both the singer and the audience, as well as anyone who comes in connection with the transcendental sound, will be purified. Snapanam means purifying. That vibration purifies everyone and everything that comes in touch with it. So Mahaprabhu says, go on with Sankirtan, the congregational chanting of the holy name of Krishna. Of course, Sankirtan must be genuine, so association with saints is necessary. It is not an empirical attempt. We are attempting to have a connection with the higher unconditioned realm which can descend to us here. We must have that connection with higher reality, for that is all important. The holy name of Krishna is not mere physical sound. It is not lip deep only, but it has a greater and higher aspect. Namaskara Bahirai Bate Tabu Name Kabu Noi. It is all spiritual. We are in the marginal plane of existence, so some higher connection is necessary in order that the wave will descend from the higher realm and come to us and spread its influence outside as well. Wherever it goes, the Sankirtan of the holy name of Krishna will produce these sevenfold results. This is the effect of Mahaprabhu's first verse. The first effect is that the holy name cleanses the soul which is attacked by the dirt of desires from the mundane world. By the second effect, it gives mukti, liberation, perfect independence from material forces. The third effect brings real fortune, the opening of the soul's treasure. The innate resources of the soul are gradually awakened by the holy name of Krishna. Here, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu includes the other forms of relationship with the personal absolute. In describing the next step, he takes the mood of conjugal devotion, where one is absolutely disposed for Krishna's enjoyment, unconditionally surrendering everything for his maximum pleasure. I need millions of mouths. The next effect is the tasting of his ecstatic association. In Vrindavan, the realm of Krishna, one who can chant the name of Krishna properly will express himself with a peculiar sort of ego. Tunde Tandavini Ratim Vitanute Tandavali Labdaye Karnakroda Kanambini Gatayate Kanar Budebhya Spriyam Chaita Pranganam Sangini Vijayate Sarvendriyanam Kritim No Jane Janita Kiyadbir Amritai Krishneti Varnadvayi. When the holy name of Krishna appears on the lips of a devotee, it begins madly dancing. Then the name takes over and handles him as if the person to whom the lips belong loses all control over his lips, and the devotee says, "With one mouth, how much can I gather the ecstasy of the holy name? I need millions of mouths to taste its unlimited sweetness. I'll never feel any satisfaction by chanting with only one mouth." When the sound Krishna enters the ear, he feels that transcendental sound awaken in his heart. What are two ears, he thinks? This is the greatest injustice of the Creator. I need millions of ears. Then if I could hear the sweet name of Krishna, my heart might be a little satisfied. I want millions and millions of ears to hear that sweet name of Krishna. This is the temperament of a devotee when his attention is drawn toward the holy name. Then he faints, he loses himself, merging in an ocean of ecstasy and joy. And in great disappointment he says, I failed to understand the quality and quantity of the substance of Krishna's name. I am perplexed. What sort of honey sweetness does this name contain? In this way, the chanter of the name wanders. Krishna's mystic flute song. This has been taught to us by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who says, properly chant the holy name, the sound representation of absolute sweetness. That sweetness is also to be found in the flute song of the Lord. The sound of Krishna's flute has the greatest mystic power of capturing and pleasing everyone and everything. Upon hearing the sound of Krishna's flute, the Jamuna's current is paralyzed. The sweet sound of Krishna's flute attracts the trees, the birds, and the beasts. Everything is astounded by contracting the sweet vibration from Krishna's flute. Sound vibration can work miracles. Sound has the highest capturing potency. Sound can make or mar. It can do anything. It has such intrinsic capacity. It comes from the subtlemost plane, beyond the ether. That universal sound is absolute sweetness and goodness. How much power is there? How it can capture us. Like a blade of grass, we may be played by the current of that sweet sound in such a way that we cannot even trace out our own personality. We may lose ourselves there, but we do not die. The soul is eternal. Diving up and down, we are played by the current of the sweet sound. We are less qualified than a straw, a blade of grass. And the Krishna sound is so big and so sweet that it can play with us in any way it likes. We cannot begin to conceive how much power is in the name which is identical with absolute goodness and sweetness. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, don't neglect the sound which is one and the same with Krishna. Absolute sweetness and goodness, everything is there within the holy name. And the holy name is representing itself to us in a very cheap way. Nothing is required to purchase it. No money, no physical energy. All these things are unnecessary. What is required? Sincerity. One who simply takes this divine sound sincerely will be so enriched that no one will be able to conceive of so much goodness and development. And anyone may have it very cheaply, but one must chant sincerely with his whole heart. Of course, wholehearted sincerity presupposes going to a proper agent, a saint, and getting the holy name from him. Sri Krishna Sankirtan is praised by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the inaugurator of the Sankirtan movement, who comes as Radha Govinda combined. His advice is most valuable and necessary to tell us that with a sincere spirit, we must come to join this Sri Krishna Sankirtan, the most purifying transcendental sound, which effects liberation, gives all fulfillment, and grants us such a positive attainment that we lose ourselves in the ocean of joy and inconceivable sweetness. This is Sriman Mahaprabhu's grace, and he proclaims, let Sri Krishna Sankirtan be expanded into this mortal world, that it may benefit everyone infinitely, for this is the highest and greatest benefit for the whole world. It is all comprehensive. It releases us from all sorts of troubles, establishing us in the highest position of attainment. And in this present degraded age of Kali, only Nam Sankirtan can help us. Of course, Nam Sankirtan is beneficial in all ages, but it is especially recommended in Kali Yuga, because in this age all other attempts will be opposed by many forces. Nam Sankirtan cannot be opposed by the troubles and waves of this material world, so one must adopt it. If we exclusively give ourselves to this, we will gain the highest fulfillment of life. There is no necessity of any other campaign, for they are all defective and partial. But the most universal, captivating, and beneficial thing is Nam Sankirtan, which takes us to the highest goal. That alone can satisfy everyone. All souls that are now disconnected from Krishna may be helped in this way. No other movement is necessary. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells us, exclusively devote yourself to this. It is all-embracing and all-fulfilling, and you can achieve it with the least trouble and least energy. Let it flourish in this Kali Yuga. Let it flourish for the welfare of the whole universe, to reestablish all souls in their normal position. In the last verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, the conclusion of the book is given as follows. Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranashanam Pranamo Dukkha Shamanas Tam Namami Harim Param. Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranashanam Pranamo Dukkha Samanas Tam Namami Harim Param. Papa means all anomalies, all undesirable things, sin. Material enjoyment and liberation are also included as anomalies, sinful activities. Why is liberation considered sinful? because it is an abnormal condition. Our natural function is to serve Krishna, but we do not do that in salvation. Mere salvation does not include service to Krishna. So that is an abnormal position, and therefore it is also a sin. To ignore our natural duty and stand aloof cannot but be sinful. The spiritual gift of Vyas. The concluding verse of the Srimad Bhagavatam says, Krishna's holy name can relieve us from all undesirable sinfulness, all filthy characteristics, and all miseries. Let us bow down to him. Uttering this verse, the Srimad Bhagavatam stops. That great treatise becomes silent. The last word in the Bhagavatam is Nama Sankirtana. The Bhagavatam has given such great importance to chanting the holy name of Krishna, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu developed it from there. The last publication of the compiler of Vedic literature, Srila Vyasadeva, took theism to that stage and gave it to the public, announcing, chant the name of Krishna. Do this, nothing more is necessary. Take this. This is the very conclusion of Srimad Bhagavatam, the greatest spiritual gift of Vyasadeva. Chant the holy name of Krishna and begin your life in this dark age with the most broad and wide theistic conception. Nectar of the nectarine. We may consider ourselves fortunate that we have come to the verge of this most generous and useful thought, that we have come close enough to touch it, to accept it, and float ourselves in its waves according to our capacity. After passing through so many conceptions and the charm of different prospects, we have left them all behind and have come to the shore of the ocean of Nam Sankirtan. Now we may throw our bodies in this ocean and begin to swim in the waves of Nam Sankirtan, the nectar of the nectarine, by the grace of our Guru and the mercy of the Vaishnavas. It is their property, and we are their slaves. We have such audacity to throw our body into this ocean of Nam Sankirtan and swim in that nectarine ocean. Swimming in Radhakund, the highest conception of spiritual attainment, can also be found in the highest form of Nam Sankirtan. This verse represents the positive side of the unlimited ocean of Sri Krishna Sankirtan. The next verse explains the negative possibilities. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has given his Sanskrit commentary on the Sikshastakam as well as his Bengali translation, and his is a most original presentation. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada has also given his commentary on the Sikshastakam. They should be carefully studied in order to understand these points more completely. In these talks, however, I am simply coming out with whatever I feel in my heart. Whatever comes to my mind on these verses I am expressing, and that is the outcome of what I have collected from Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and all the predecessor acharyas. By their grace that is gathered in my storehouse, and I am trying to give the gist of these things. The Krishna conception conquers all. By accepting the path of devotion, a wholesale transformation of our internal system begins, and gradually our charm for the outside world vanishes. There's a war within, and when the Krishna conception enters into the heart of a devotee, all other thoughts and ideas gradually have to retire. This is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam. Pravishta karna randrena svanam baba saroruham dunote shamalam Krishna saliolasya yatasharat. When the autumn season appears, the mud within the water vanishes. In the same way, when the Krishna conception enters into our heart, all other conceptions and aspirations will gradually have to retire, leaving Krishna in possession of everything. When a real drop of Krishna consciousness enters the heart, All opposing forces must leave, and Krishna will conquer and take possession of the whole. That is the nature of Krishna consciousness. Nothing can stand in competition with it, not even the so-called devotion for the demigods or faith in creeds like Christianity, Islam, and others. All other conceptions of theism have to retire, leaving the field to the Krishna conception. No aggressors can stand in the fight with Krishna consciousness, the absolute sweet beauty. Beauty, sweetness, and charm can capture and defeat power. We are really aspiring after beauty and sweetness, mercy, affection, divine love, prema. Self-dissipation, to compensate others with one's own energy and generosity, ultimately conquers everyone. It is more rewarding to give than to take. Divine love means die to live, not to live for yourself, but to live for others. The most generous form of life, self-forgetfulness to the extreme, is found in Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is so beautiful that one who develops it loses his own identification and existence also. He becomes totally self-forgetful. Such a charm is there. Who will stand to fight against Krishna? Everyone who comes to fight against him is disarmed. If in any way Krishna enters the heart, there can be no other consequence but that he takes possession of everything. Such a benevolent, generous, and sweet person is Krishna, reality the beautiful. So that's the conclusion. That's the conclusion of the first explanation of the first verse of the Sikshastakam, which I'll repeat here. Cheto darpanam marjanam bhava mahadavagni nirvapanam shreya kairava chandrika vitaranam vidyavadu jivanam anandam buddhivardhanam pratipadam purnam ritasvaranam sarvatma snapanam param vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. The holy name of Krishna cleanses the mirror of the heart and extinguishes the fire of misery and the forest of birth and death. As the evening lotus blooms in the moon's cooling rays, the heart begins to blossom in the nectar of the name. And at last the soul awakens to its real inner treasure, a life of love for Krishna, a life of love with Krishna. Again and again, tasting nectar, the soul dives and surfaces in the ever-increasing ocean of ecstatic joy. All phases of the self of which we may conceive are fully satisfied and purified and at last conquered by the all-auspicious influence of the holy name of Krishna. So now we'll conclude here with singing Hari Harai. So this is an explanation given by Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Dev-Goswami Maharaj of the first verse of the Sikshastaka, which is included in the golden volcano of divine love. Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Jai, Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Jai Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Jai Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada ki Jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Jadavaya Nama.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Jadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama.
Gopal Govindaram Shimadhusudan.
Gopal Govindaram Shri Madhusudan.
Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan.
Girinari Gopinatha Madana Mohan.
Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra.
Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra.
Gadadhara Sri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Gadadhara Sri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jai Rupa Sanatan Gata Raghunath.
Jai Rupa Sanatan Bhakta Raghunath
Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Dasa Raghunath
Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath
Eshai Goshai Kuri Charana Vandan
Echai Gosai Kori Charana Bandhan
Jaha Hoite Vignana Shavista Puran
Jaoite Vignana Shavista Puran
Eshai Goshai Jar Muitaradas
Echai Gosai Jarmui Taradas
Dashavara Palarinu Mora Panchagras
Tasavar Padarenu Mora Panchagras
Sadera Charana Shivi Bhakta Shanivas
Tader Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanibas
Janame Janame Hoye Abilas
Janame Janame More Abilas
Ekshai Goshai Jabe Braje Koilavas
Echai Gosai Jabe Braje Koilabas
Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Korila Prakash
Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Korila Prakash
Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan
Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan
Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Majayama
Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Majayaman
Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koriya
Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Korya
Harinam Sankirtana Kore Narotamadas
Harinam Sankirtana Kohe Naratamada
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Jai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol
Nitai Gora Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo
Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol
Nitai Gora Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo Jai Saparikara Shishi Guru Guranga Gandharvika Giridharaju Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Paramansa Paravajaka Charyashta Tara Sadashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev-Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Paramansa Paravajaka Charya Ashta Tara Sadashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Dev-Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai Rupanuga Guru Bharga Ki Jai Namachari Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Das Raghunath Shad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai Premsiko Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasudeva Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur Ki Jai Shri Chaitanya Bhagavad Ki Jai Narottam Srinivas Shyamananda Prabhu Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Vishvavaranya Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmalacharya Maharaj Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Navadip Dham Ki Jai Shri Ram Mayapur ki jai. Saparshada Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai. Saparshada Shri Mahaprabhu ki jai. Shri Koladvip ki jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat ki jai. Soquel Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Sevashram ki jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Acharya Vrinda ki jai. Ganga Devi ki jai. Tulasi Maharani ki jai. Bhakti Devi ki jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Go Gopi Govardhan. Sham Guna Radha Kunda Kalindi Yamuna Jul ki jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. All the assembled devotees ki jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo.
Jai Shri Bhakti Pavan Janardan Maharaj ki jai.